Hello, why, how do you do? Today is a good special day because we are going over the loud rack. The loud rack that will get us loud and proud, like MUERTE. He is the god right now, and we are going to learn exactly how to make loud, clean basses like him. If you want this whole project I'm about to show, you can get it in my Patreon. All the racks and presets will be there, as well as the project. But let's listen to what we have going on first. Sick. Now, if you guys want to learn how to make like the actual lead sound before the loud rack, how to make these little blips, you can look at my last video and I show how he does it. But basically, we're going to learn how to make this sick loud rack that looks like this. It's a dry and wet rack, so we have some parallel processing going on. But it's really easy. If you look right here, we have the dry, which has nothing on it. After the dry, we have a JST clip that clips the signal. We have a reverb. We have an EQ that cuts the lows. We have another JST that clips the signal at 0. It's pumping it up just a little bit. We're adding 2 times oversampling. Your first JST clip has 2 times oversampling, but no pumping. This convolver reverb is just a hybrid reverb. You can copy these settings here. You're going to make this chain. If you don't know how to make a chain, you just click on anything, Command G, click on this button right here, the chain button. You have a chain, you duplicate the chain, and then you can make a dry, then you can make a wet, then double click, and then it's basically where we're at. Alrighty, easy. So now, let's go to the wet chain, because this is where the loudness happens. We're going to turn off everything and start from the beginning so you guys can hear exactly how we can build this signal flow and structure. So first we have our sound. We got OTT. These settings, 14 dB, 64%, 310 time. Add some saturator. Soft clip on. 1 decibel of drive. Zorbus. This is an old chorus setting. Sorry. And if you look, it's not here if you search Zorbus, but what you have to do is you just have to click on packs, and it's in our core library. Click here, devices, audio effects, legacy, chorus, and it's Zorbus is right there. This should work for Yeoman as well. Yeoman packs, yeah. Yeoman is there also. So that's how you can find it real quick. All right, so then after you add the Zorbus, it sounds like this. Add some width. That's important. 22%. EQ. Cutting some lows, cutting some mids. Copy those settings. Adding another OTT to make it louder. This is multi-band compression. 33% though. 11 decibels of output gain. 479% time. This is like adding dynamics, making it louder. Next, we add a disperser. So you can add the OG disperser. If you don't have it, you can add the Ableton disperser, which is this, and then it sounds like this. Before, after. So that's making a big difference. Next, you add the OTT. 28%, 12 decibels gain, then another EQ. We're cutting a lot of mids here. Cleaning up this wet signal, basically. Then after that, the JST clip will be on, clipping it at 0. We're adding the reverb. Adding the EQ. Then a JST clip at the end to clip it at 0, but then add some volume. So that's a nice, clean, easy loud rack that is used by the professional, the awesome MUERTE, and it is really awesome that you guys can, start using these parallel processing techniques and actually start making your sound loud and clean at the same time. So just check it out. This is our signal, soloed. The dry signal is dry, and then we have a wet signal. And those both combined is what's coming out of this track here. So that's going to be the mid layer. Now, just to fill out all the frequencies, we can now add a high layer track and make a separate loud rack that's similar, but is for the high racks and not as complicated. So we would basically add the same sample into this section, but then slightly change it, and then we would add the high rack after. Doing this will allow us to have two different layers, the mid and the high, so we can have one loud full sound. This high rack is going to be an OTT to make it loud at first, a reverb with these settings, hybrid reverb. We're using plates this time, digital rich plate. Check out the OTT settings as well, and make sure that this output is turned all the way down to -24, just to make sure that none of the lows are coming out of this OTT. Get those reverb settings. We add a transient shaper, kilohertz. Add the attack all the way up, pump midway, sustain a little bit, clip on, speed a little bit. And then we add an EQ to cut the lows, and then a clipper. We'll listen to what each of these sounds does here. So before, then we add the OTT. Add a reverb. If you see here, the stereo is 90%, adding a lot of width there. You could also mess with the width. You could turn it down if you want to. Leave it up. You can mess with that. Just transient shaper is awesome. So before, after. We're really adding a lot of transient here. Makes for a very good effect. Then we cut the lows. We do a dramatic cut here at about 350. Just to make sure it's clean with that mid layer. Then we add a JST clipped at the end, but we boost this boy. And that's 2 times oversampling, turned on. So then when you combine that with this, and then you combine that with the sub, and that's basically how we get it done, boys. It's pretty simple. It's pretty easy. And if you want this full project, remember, it's in my Patreon. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We have so many new videos coming soon. You guys have been awesome. Great support. I'm so happy with how things are going. So thank you guys for everything. And hit me up in the Discord if you want to communicate or send me whatever. The community's growing. People are here to help you. So let's get it done. Have a good night, guys. Peace out. Okay.